Okay, I want you to do something for me right now.
Yeah.
It might seem a little weird, but just go with it.
I'm in. What is it?
Visualize your kitchen trash can. Or, even better, picture that big blue recycling bin you drag out to the curb once a week.
Mm-hmm. Got it.
Really look at it. What's in there? It's probably this chaotic mix of empty toothpaste tubes, crushed laundry detergent jugs.
Snack wrappers, maybe a vitamin bottle or two.
Exactly. Just debris, the mundane leftovers of getting through the week.
It's the stuff we don't even register seeing anymore, right? It's just background noise.
That's it. We look at that bin and we see chores, we see a to-do list, we ran out of something, so we bought more. It feels like a simple transaction. But the source material we were looking at today...
This document, the AI-powered household reset.
Yes. It argues that we are completely misreading that pile of trash.
It's a fascinating perspective shift. The argument here is that your recycling bin isn't just waste. It's data. Yeah. Hard evidence of an invisible system that you've built, consciously or not, that is actively dictating your physical health, your bank account, and even your baseline stress levels.
And the kicker is, if you ignore this system, you are effectively letting your life run on default settings.
Exactly.
We've got this PDF, and it's framed as a private briefing. And I have to say, this doesn't read like your typical, how to organize your pantry blog post with links to plastic bins.
No, not at all. It reads more like a manifesto on behavioral economics.
That's what struck me immediately.
Yes.
It uses language you'd expect in a corporate boardroom? A supply chain audit?
For sure. Terms like predictive analytics, legacy systems, and upstream inputs. But then it applies that high-level rigor to the fact that you keep buying the same brand of dish soap.
So our mission today is to unpack this reset. We're going to look at the villain they identify, which they call the invisible repetition problem.
A great name for it.
We're going to break down the proposed solution, which involves a totally different leadership mindset and, interestingly, the use of AI tracking.
And we're going to see if this actually holds water or if it's just, overcomplicating grocery shopping.
I think overcomplicating is the fear, but clarifying seems to be the goal.
Well, let's dive in.
Okay, right off the bat, the tone of this document it's unique. It explicitly states at the top, this is not a pitch, no obligation.
It feels like someone pulling you into a quiet room to explain how the casino actually works rather than trying to sell you chips.
Yes. That's a perfect analogy, and that distinction is crucial, isn't it?
It is. Usually in the home management or life hack space, you're being sold a product, a new vacuum, a meal prep subscription.
A budgeting app.
A budgeting app. The message is always, buy this thing to fix your life. This document takes the opposite approach. It says, stop buying, start observing.
It wants to give the reader complete understanding so that any decision they make is, and I love how they phrase this, calm, obvious, and unforced.
Which brings us to the core thesis. The document identifies a problem that, I think a lot of people are going to instinctively push back against.
Oh, absolutely. It states, most households do not have an income problem. They have a repetition problem.
Yeah, I can hear listeners right now shouting at their speakers, no, I definitely have an income problem.
Right. I mean, inflation is up, housing costs are wild. It feels almost dismissive to say money isn't the primary issue.
I had that initial reaction too, but you have to look at how they're defining the word problem here.
Yeah.
They aren't saying you shouldn't earn more money. They aren't ignoring inflation. They are arguing that no matter how much you earn, if your repetition system, your daily automatic habits of consumption is broken, you will always feel broke.
It's the classic leaky bucket theory.
It is. You can pour more water in, that's your income, but if the holes in the bottom are expanding because of bad repetitive choices, you never actually accumulate wealth or stability.
And they call these quiet automatic choices.
Exactly. It's the toothpaste you grab without looking because you've always grabbed it, the snack you buy at the gas station because you're tired.
The cleaning spray you use because it smells like the one your mom used.
Yes. These aren't active decisions where you weigh the pros and cons. They are loops. And the text argues these loops determine three massive outcomes: your physical health, your monthly cash flow, and your long-term stress.
So it's effectively framing shopping, not as a series of isolated transactions, but as an interconnected ecosystem.
That is the key takeaway. Shopping is not transactional. It is systemic. If you have a system that automatically pumps high-sugar foods, inflammatory oils, and, expensive harsh chemicals into your home every week,
You get a predictable output.
a very predictable output. Poor health, fatigue, and high expenses. You can't treat the output without fixing the input.
The document breaks these inputs down into four specific categories: cleaning, nutrition, supplements, and consumables.
Right. Think of them as the operating system of your house. Cleaning maintains the environment. Is it toxic or safe? Nutrition fuels the machine, your body.
Supplements fill the gaps.
Supplements fill the gaps when nutrition fails. And consumables are the friction points, the stuff you constantly have to replenish. The equation they present is simple, but kind of brutal.
Change the inputs, and the outputs change automatically.
And if you don't change the inputs, no amount of budgeting is going to fix the output.
There was a phrase in the briefing that stuck with me. Once you see it, you can't unsee it.
It's so true.
It reminds me of the red car theory. You buy a red car, and suddenly you see red cars everywhere. Once you realize your grocery run is actually a supply chain decision.
It completely changes the way you walk through the store. You stop looking at price tags in isolation like, oh, this is 50 cents cheaper today.
Right.
And you start looking at the lifetime value and the health cost of the product. And that leads to the stress component the document highlights. Unexamined systems create compounding pressure.
I think everyone can relate to that low-level hum of anxiety, that feeling of, why is the money always tight? Why am I always so tired?
We tend to blame bad luck or the economy or just life.
But the document argues it's the system you built, or, I guess more accurately, the system you didn't build. You let it build itself.
And that lack of intentional design brings us to the second major pillar of this deep dive, the leadership mindset.
This part felt a bit, I don't know, aggressive. It draws a pretty hard line between a leader and everyone else. It's not holding hands here.
It is provocative, yes. But in behavioral psychology, sometimes you need that sharp distinction to snap people out of autopilot.
Okay, fair enough.
The text contrasts two fundamental questions. The follower, or the reactive person, asks, how do I save money?
Which seems like a responsible question. I mean, I ask that all the time.
On the surface, yes. But follow that thread. Where does how do I save money lead you?
Coupon clipping.
Coupon clipping. It leads to buying lower quality food because it's cheaper. It leads to driving to 3 different stores to save $1 on laundry detergent.
So it creates a scarcity mindset where you are trading your time and your energy for pennies.
Precisely. The document says the leader asks a different question. Is this system serving us?
Wow. That is a fundamental shift. How do I save money creates stress. Is this system serving us demands an audit.
Exactly. It's the difference between reactive optimization, just trying to survive a bad system, and intentional design. There's a quote in there that it really summarizes this philosophy.
Which one?
If the environment isn't designed, it designs you.
Let's unpack that. If the environment isn't designed, it designs you. That sounds almost dystopian.
Well, think about a modern supermarket. It is designed by experts backed by millions of dollars in research with one goal, to make you spend money.
Of course.
The layout, the lighting, the end caps, the smell of the bakery near the entrance, it is all an environment designed to trigger impulse buys and comfort seeking.
So if you walk in there without your own design, your own strict system, you are walking onto a battlefield without a weapon.
You're letting their design dictate your health and your wallet. And they are banking on your willpower running out by the time you hit the checkout aisle.
Which brings us to another key concept here. Willpower is finite structure, is renewable.
I feel that in my bones.
Me too. By Friday afternoon, my willpower is non-existent. I'm not making rational choices, I'm making survival choices.
And that's biology. Decision fatigue is a real thing. If you rely on willpower to make the right financial and nutritional choice every single time you buy something, you will statistically fail.
You get tired. You grab the default option.
Exactly. The goal of this reset is to build a structure so you don't need willpower. The right choice becomes the automatic choice. You don't decide to buy the healthy soap. The system just sends it to you.
This connects to the section titled Behavior Before Money. The header was Clean Behavior, Clear Finances.
Right, because most people try to fix money problems with a budget. They stare at a spreadsheet, get depressed, and promise to do better.
But a spreadsheet is just a history lesson. It's a report card of what you already did.
You can't fix the past. You have to go upstream. You have to fix the behavior that caused the number on the spreadsheet.
Okay, so we have the philosophy. Stop using willpower, start using structure, fix the behavior, the money follows. But how?
This is where it gets practical. The document proposes a mechanism called the 90-day evaluation.
Right.
And it's not a new year, new you overhaul where you change everything overnight. It's framed as a scientific observation period.
And the rules are surprisingly strict about what you don't do.
Very strict. Rule number 1, no new spending.
Which is critical. Usually getting organized means going to the Container Store and dropping $500 on acrylic bins.
Exactly. This source says, stop. You are not allowed to spend more money. You have to work within your existing budget.
Then rule number 2, redirect existing flow.
This is the concept of transfer spending. You take the money you were already going to spend on toothpaste, soap, vitamins, that invisible money that just vanishes every month.
And you redirect it.
You redirect it through this new structured system. You aren't adding water to the river. You're just moving the river channel to a place where it drives a turbine instead of flooding the basement.
And rule number 3, which I think is the hardest for people like me, high performers or control freaks.
Oh, it's the hardest one. Observation, not optimization.
We are wired to fix things immediately. If we see a leak, we want to patch it.
But the source argues that for the first 90 days, you shouldn't try to force perfection. You just need to see the patterns. You can't optimize a system you don't understand.
You have to let the system run and generate data.
Precisely.
So what data are we looking for? The document lists 4 criteria for this evaluation: pricing, quality, customer service, and consistency.
It's basically treating your home like a business. Is the pricing sustainable over the long term?
Does the quality actually meet the marketing hype?
Is the service responsive if something goes wrong? And most importantly, is it consistent? Because if a system isn't reliable, you go right back to stress.
You go back to running to the store at 10 p.m. because you ran out of laundry detergent.
Which is a system failure.
Okay, now we have to address the elephant in the room. The document is titled, The AI-Powered Household Reset. We haven't really talked about the AI yet.
Right.
Is this a robot butler, a smart fridge that judges my snacking? What is it?
No, and I think the title might be a bit misleading for people expecting, sci-fi. In this context, AI isn't doing the chores for you. It's acting as a mirror.
A mirror.
Yeah, source says AI doesn't replace discipline. It reveals whether discipline exists.
So it's a data analytics tool.
Essentially, yes. It's an algorithm that tracks your purchasing behavior over that 90-day period, and it looks at 4 specific dimensions that a human usually ignores or just forgets. The first is frequency.
How often we buy things.
Right. Are you buying impulsively every 2 days? Is there a rhythm? Or is it just chaos? We are terrible at estimating this.
That's true.
If I asked you how many times you went to the store last month to buy just one thing, you'd probably underestimate it by half. The AI tracks the real number.
Okay, the second dimension is consistency.
Are your behaviors stable? Do you eat healthy for 3 days and then binge? Do you stick to a budget for 2 weeks and then blow it on a weekend? The AI visualizes that volatility.
And you can't fix volatility if you don't know when it's happening.
You can't. The third one is interesting, replacement behavior.
Okay, what's that?
Yeah, this is key for the reset. When you stop buying brand XA, the sugar-loaded cereal, what are you replacing it with? Are you moving towards your goals, buying a cleaner option, or are you just swapping one bad habit for another?
So it's tracking the quality of the substitution, making sure you aren't just trading problems.
That's it. And finally, decision integrity.
This one sounds serious.
It is the kicker. It asks, are your choices aligned with your stated values? You say you value health. You say you value financial freedom. The AI looks at the metadata of what you actually clicked buy on and asks, does this match what you said?
It provides those calm, obvious facts we talked about earlier.
Exactly. It removes the emotion. You can argue with your spouse about who spent what. You can't argue with a data set that shows you bought junk food 4 weeks in a row. It forces you to confront the reality of your household operations without all the emotional baggage.
So you have the data, you have the mirror. Who is this actually for? Because the document has this section called exclusion criteria, which is it's pretty unusual.
It's extremely blunt, isn't it?
Yeah. It says this system is not for quick money seekers.
Right. If you're looking for a hack or a coupon scheme or instant gratification, this isn't it. This is a 90-day process of behavioral change. It's slow by design.
It also lists people who need convincing.
I love that one. If you need to be sold, it's not for you. That's such a strong stance.
It goes back to that leadership mindset. A leader looks at the data, evaluates the logic, and decides. A follower waits to be convinced.
The document effectively says, we aren't here to convince you. We are here to show you the schematics. If you don't see the value, that's fine.
And the last exclusion, those avoiding responsibility.
Yeah, if you want to blame the economy or the store or your partner for your situation, this won't work. This system requires ownership of choices and outcomes.
It demands you accept that you are the architect of your current reality. That can be a hard pill to swallow.
A very hard pill.
So assuming our listener identifies as a systems thinker, which is the target persona, and they do this 90-day evaluation, what's the end game? The document outlines 3 valid paths.
Again, the neutrality here is what makes it so interesting. Path 1 is use, personally.
You optimize your own home, keep your health and finances on track, and you keep it private.
And the document considers that a total success.
Which is refreshing. It's not a pyramid scheme demanding you recruit 5 friends immediately.
No. Then path 2 is partner and teach. You use the system, you see the value, and you share it. Now, reading between the lines, this hints at a referral model or, network marketing.
Right.
But the document keeps it focused on the concept of teaching structure. You help others get the same clarity you found.
And path 3.
Pass entirely. You walk away. You decide it doesn't align with your priorities. And the text says, no judgment, no follow-up.
And that all brings us back to what they call the clarity metric.
Yes. The win isn't that you buy the system. The win is that you see the truth. The decision should feel calm, obvious, and unforced.
If it feels pressured, you're supposed to pass. If it feels confusing, pass.
The whole goal of the briefing is simply to reveal alignment. It respects the intelligence of the reader.
It's saying, here's the data about how your household works. Do you want to fix it? Yes or no?
It treats the homeowner like a CEO. A CEO doesn't make decisions based on hype. They make decisions based on quarterly reports and supply chain audits. This is just applying that level of rigor to your kitchen and your bathroom.
So let's wrap this up for the listener. We've covered the invisible repetition problem, the shift from willpower to structure, and the role of data in holding us accountable. What is the one thing you want people to take away from this deep dive?
For me, it's that we have to stop treating household purchases as trivial. They are. I mean, they're the engine room of our lives. And whether you use the specific AI system or you just start using a spreadsheet and a notebook, the concept holds true. Upstream decisions, what you bring into your house, determine your downstream reality.
You can't budget your way out of a behavior problem.
You can't. You have to fix the flow. You have to design the environment. Because if you don't, the environment is designing you. And trust me, the default environment is designed to make you broke and unhealthy.
That is a sobering thought, but it's also an empowering one. Because if you built the current system, even by accident,
you can dismantle it. And you can build a new one. You don't need more willpower. You just need a better schematic.
I want to leave our listeners with a question that came out of our prep for this. We talked about tracking and data and mirrors.
Go on.
If you actually tracked every single item you bought for your house for the next 90 days, every tube of toothpaste, every bag of chips, every cleaner, and you laid that data out on a table, would that data show that you are designing your life?
Or would it show that your default settings are running the show?
That is the question. Are you the architect or just the inhabitant?
A great question to end on.
Something to think about the next time you're standing in the checkout aisle. Thanks for stepping into the deep dive with us today.
Always a pleasure.
We'll catch you on the next one. Stay curious.